There are so many different ways to make chili. My grandmother made it a special way. I used to make it a very particular way when I was much younger. But my approach to chili changed dramatically when I read the book by Francis X. Tolbert, A Bowl of Red. It stripped the chili recipe down to something very minimal, direct, but more complex than I expected. We're going to take a look at the ingredients in that particular recipe today, add a couple of our own modifications, and then see how we can put all that together and cook a lovely pot of chili. In the end, we'll tell you what to do with the leftovers and how to eat it. Right on. So, here we go. What is the ideal chili recipe? Well, everybody's got their own perspective on it, but this particular one is a really good starting point. You can modify it from here, but once you hear these ingredients, this might be enough for you. Or maybe you have a little special something you like to add to it that you just can't let go of. But give this one a shot. We're going to start out with a pound of beef, a whole white onion or yellow onion, we're flexible, about a tablespoon or 1 or 2 cloves of garlic, a jalapeno, a dried Anaheim chili for complexity, some chili powder, cayenne pepper, Italian seasoning, Tabasco sauce, a can of Rotel or other diced tomatoes, preferably with chilies, but that's up to your own flavor preference. And then we're going to wrap it up with some masa at the end. Now, can't really get started cooking much of anything without a little bit of fat, so we're going to use a neutral oil, canola, grapeseed oil, similar. Well, first, grab a pot. So we're going to take that pot, put it on the stove, medium-high heat, a couple of tablespoons of oil across the bottom, let that heat up, and then we're going to throw our diced onion into that pot and let it saute for about 3 minutes until the onions start to become clear. Once we get to that point, you can add your garlic. A tablespoon of pre-minced garlic is great. If you want to chop up your own, a couple of cloves. I use about 3 myself. I like a lot of garlic in things. And once we've got that in there and it's had about 30 seconds to brown a little bit, catch up to where the onions are, then you can throw in your pound of beef. What are you using to stir it up and break things up with? I use a wooden spoon. I love wooden spoons. They're great for this. They're very sturdy and very good for breaking up the beef once you've got it in the pot. So throw that in there. Put a tablespoon of your chili powder, just sprinkled all around evenly on the top part of the beef, and then just start to work it in and break up the beef as you're browning it and mixing in the onions and the garlic, your chili powder. While you're going there, go ahead, throw in your cayenne. I use about 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Lastly, for flavoring, throw in a tablespoon of your Italian seasoning. It can be pre-mixed, can be your own mix, and then salt to taste. Let it cook. Let it do its thing. While that's happening, take your Anaheim pepper, boil it in water in a small saucepan, about half a cup of water. Once that water is red, oh, there's the red in a bowl of red. Pour that water into the beef mixture. That's when you can crack open your can of Rotel or other diced tomato product. Put it in there, stir it all up, throw a lid on it, let it sit on a low heat, simmering for about 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, take a peek, see how much liquid's in there. If you're good on liquid, no need to add more water. Do at this point add your teaspoon of Tabasco sauce. Stir it up, put that lid back on, 30 more minutes, take the lid off, check and see how everything's going, give it a taste. It's delicious at this point, but you know what makes it more delicious? About a teaspoon of masa, or just ground cornmeal. It's just an unexpected extra layer of flavor that you're absolutely going to love. Once that's in there, stir it up, you're ready to eat. What do you do with your leftovers? Well, you can make Frito pie, you can freeze it, you can save it for the next day, because next day chili is always the best chili. And that's it. That's how you make a bowl of chili using the basic ingredients from Francis X. Tolbert's book, A Bowl of Red. Do we have any questions today? All right, then. I thank you very much for taking time to join me on this lesson. Go home, make some chili.